Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another Options and Play video update. So we're heading into the last week of September. We have had a very interesting month on the economic front, on the movement front, on the overall market front. We have had a little bit of a slower stretch on the earnings front, though, right? That'll change in October as we get closer to earnings season. But as far as this last week September is concerned, it is still a little bit quieter. There are a couple of big names though, like you'll see. Before the open, before the open and after the close on Monday, there's nothing scheduled. Before the open on Tuesday, United Natural Foods, which is pricing in about 5.5. Those are monthly options. It's actually been a pretty volatile name on earnings recently, but the chart just doesn't stand out to me as an interesting setup one way or the other. Um, some staples have had solid results lately, like General Mills. So maybe the setup is a little bit better for the bull side, but I'm not sure I'm going to do anything here. Also, Jable, so about 5.5 points is what's priced in. I believe those are monthly options as well, too, though. It didn't react great to earnings in June, and it's definitely a tougher environment for tech at the moment. So it seems like a harder setup, and I guess there could be a little bit more risk lower if they disappoint because it is well off its 52-week low. So it's not a name I trade very often, but I mean it's only one of a few tech names next week, so it could be moving around. After the close on Tuesday, BlackBerry, 50 cents is what's priced in. I have no interest in this. Didn't really come alive with the meme stocks this time around. It's back near its low, so I'm not going to do anything with that. Calmain, so 5 points is what's priced in. Those are monthly options. It's another staple. I mean, it got a nice pop on the General Mills report, actually to a new 52-week high, and it's still up there. I just don't trade it very often, and it's not that consistent of a mover, so I doubt I'm gonna have options on it. Before the open on Wednesday, just not really many interesting names. I mean, Cintas and PRGS. I mean, just smaller stuff, things I don't trade. So, not really much that interests me that day. After the close on Wednesday, really only one name, Vail, ticker is MTN. About 20 points is what's priced in. Those are monthly options. The spread's a little wider too. Um, it definitely can be a volatile name around earnings, and as it gets closer to ski season, like these quarters become more important. So last year, one of the bigger moves happened on this quarter, right? So when it really started to take off. So maybe it's kind of back down to the 52-week low at a big level. If I scroll out, you see what I mean, right? So you can see further out I scroll. I mean, it's not like a pretty big spot here. So it does seem like it's set up for movement. It's not the easiest stock to trade. It can be thinly traded, and options don't have a lot of volume, so that makes it a little bit tougher. But definitely one of like the setups next week that seems like it at least should be a mover. Um, Thursday before the open, Bed Bath and Beyond. So pricing in $1.25. I mean, it's still really sad to hear about that executive who died recently. I mean, it's just one of so many different headlines on the stock over the last couple months. Interestingly, the news has definitely quieted down in September, and the stock has been a little quieter as well. I mean, I can't imagine earnings are going to be any good, but I'm also not sure that it even matters to people that are trading this. So it's kind of a toss-up pattern. But maybe earnings are a catalyst to get it moving again. But I guess I'd prefer just to focus on it after the report comes out, not have options into the report. Also Thursday morning, CarMax, about 10 points is what's priced in. Those are monthly options. Used car names are getting hit. CarMax is below key support. Last quarter was okay, and sentiment seems very negative. Um, I guess the biggest issue I have is that there are just no short-term contracts. You got to go all the way out through the monthlies, and pricing does seem kind of high on that end. So maybe I'll look at like a sympathy play on Carvana or AutoNation because they can tend to react to CarMax earnings. And then Thursday after the close, the two biggest names of the week. So Micron, which is pricing in about 4. Um, I mean, it's just been acting awful. It's just been pretty much for sale for about the last month now. Had a couple recent downgrades too. Last quarter was very ugly, but the stock did rebound quickly after it. So I mean, I guess the best thing you can say is that maybe expectations were so low that it could repeat what it did last quarter if the even if like the guidance disappoints. But I mean, it does seem like most indicators are saying the report's probably not going to be very good. So this might be something I watch like right after the numbers come out for a trade. But it's very very tough to know like what's priced in at this point because the stock has just basically been going down for a month now. Um, and then lastly is Nike. So about 7.5 is what's priced in. It just broke below 100, so that was a big level. So this report's really going to be an important one because I mean technically, scroll back out so you can see. So technically you can see. I mean this is really reeling below that 100 area, and there's plenty of room to the downside if it doesn't stabilize soon. I mean, Lulu had a really strong quarter just a couple weeks ago, but that doesn't always mean that Nike's going to have a similar type of print. I guess the big question is just whether the bar is low enough on Nike after the latest drop where it can surprise to the upside. If not, I mean, you saw the chart. There's still a lot of room lower, so this is definitely one of the more interesting setups of the week. Also, the biggest name of the week, too. So, I mean, it could have an impact on a lot of different retail names, including like even like Lulu or Under Armour. So, might look at either of those, or maybe I'll even look at Nike depending on how the week goes. And that's it. There's nothing scheduled Friday, so um, you can see that there's some names reporting, some big names reporting, but really earnings season doesn't get going until October. So still more of like a wait and see. Wouldn't surprise me though if we start getting more unscheduled guidance, especially as companies wrap the books on the third quarter here. So could be some unscheduled guides, but can't plan for that. Just wait and see. Okay. So, if you like this video and you're looking for more information about trading earnings with options, please follow up with the link in the description of the video for more information on options to play. Have a great weekend. Stay well. I will talk to you on Monday.